Hello there. So in this video we're going to explore the main menu in FigJam. Okay, jumping back into our file, we've got the main menu here at the bottom. So let's run through some of the tools on the menu. So the first one being the select tool, the arrow, so you can select some things on the canvas. The hand tool, again similar to Figma, you can kind of move around the canvas by clicking and dragging. We've got a marker here, and when we click on the marker we get some different options. So by default we just get this option. We can change the thickness of the marker here, so I can make it a little bit thinner here. I can change the different colors, which is great. And then if you want to customize and add your own hex code or just use the slider here to make your own color, you can. So I've made a nice mess here. Going back to the next one in this sub menu, we've got the highlighter. So I guess if you want to highlight some text or highlight a section within the canvas, you can. We've got some tape, which of course every document needs some tape. So you can click and drag and apply the tape wherever you want in your document. Got the eraser tool, so if you want to get rid of things you can just click them, which is great. And then that's it, I think, for that sub menu. So let's just default that back to the marker. Let's move to the right. So we've got the different shapes. So if I click on this, we've got the square, so I can just click to apply the square. And let's have a look what options we have. So within the menu here at the top, we can change what kind of shape we have. And as you can see, that's reflecting here on the menu as well. You can also click into the shape and add some text. Let's see, we can change the color, which is great. Again, if you want to add some custom colors, you can go in here. So we can change what kind of, okay, let's click here. So if I was going to make a flow and I wanted the flow to go right, click on that arrow, it's going to add another shape automatically. So let's add more text. Okay, so let's go back to that option again. Okay, so it applies a solid line or a dashed line around the object, or no line. And if I click on the arrow, I'll zoom in a little bit. Let's see what options we get here. So you can change the line arrow here, so you can change the different points. You can have an arrow on the left, or a triangle, or you can just use a simple dot, or there's another kind of shape we can use there. Just going to stick with the line. Let's see what other options we have here. Oh, cool. So we can add some more text. So arrow text. And I'm guessing when we drag them along, the text stays within the arrow. That's quite useful. So again, we can make the text bold. Change the arrow color, which is cool. Can strike through on the text. And yeah, I think we've explored most of the options for this. So it's good to show, I guess, what direction your flow is going in. So you can customize these options of the arrow. So that's really good. Let's move on to a UX's favorite thing, sticky notes. So click and apply. So my first note. So let's change that color first of all. Let's make it blue. I want the text to be bold. You can also see when you apply the sticky note, because I'm logged in as me up here, it applies my profile name here. So if there's multiple people in the document, it's going to kind of stamp who it is that's left that sticky note, which is really great. Again, you've got the same options. You've got the pluses on the side of the sticky note. So I want to add another sticky note to the right. And Yeah, you can add strike through to text. So let's add some more text. Make that a capital. Let's see, so we can do strike through. You can create a link. So if we want to link it to an external URL or a different FigJam file or a different Figma document, we can. So that's quite good. You can add bullet points, which is useful when we're adding multiple things in our comment that we want people to see. We can change the different font sizes here. There's some defaults that you can just click. Huge. But we'll just stick to normal, or you can click down here and kind of customize this to the size that you want. But I'm going to use the defaults for now. And let's see. Okay, so we've got show and hide author at the bottom. So we'll just leave that on. Cool. So that is the sticky notes. On the menu here, you can kind of toggle the colors. So by default, if you want to just drag out a file, it will default to the color that you've got selected here. Cool. So let's move on to the next tool. It's got the text tool. So zoom in. Text tool. So the menu, we've got the usual colors here. We can make it bold, do the usual strike through. We can make it a link, we can make it a bulleted list, we can adjust the text alignment, so we can center it, we can make it to the right. Just turn that off. And then we've got our sizes here again. So that's cool, that's very useful. Let's move to the next tool in the menu. So we've got the connector. So let me draw out, let's have a couple of shapes first of all. Okay, so let's click on the connector. So if I just draw a connector, we get some options here. So the color, we get the line styles, which is quite cool. Obviously the thickness as well. Let's make that a nice thick line. And this would be, here we go. So we can change. Okay, so you can have a bend in the line, or you can not have a bend in the line. So make it straight, make it so it goes at an angle. And then we can do the endpoint, so we can change the endpoint here to kind of suggest where we're going. So let me just select the select tool. So if I wanted my flow here, and this kind of shows you what direction the flow is going. And maybe on this I would change that to an arrow to suggest that this is point 1 and it's going to point 2 here. Okay. Let me just click on the menu here. So we've got connector or the straight line. So straight line, I guess it says what it is. So if you want to just freely click and drag it around, you can. If you hold shift, it makes it a perfectly straight line. And as you kind of rotate it, it holds that straight line as you're holding shift. And again, the usual options. So we've got make it a thinner line. You can make it dashed, we can make it solid. You can add some text in the middle of it, which is great. You can strike through. And again, you've got the customizations of the different endpoints of the arrow. Sorry, the different endpoints of the line. So I could say I'm starting the flow here with the dot, and it's going to end over here where the arrow is. So that's quite cool. The next tool in the menu, let's see, we've got section. So if I want to kind of wrap a flow or wrap some elements into a section, if you drag and select over it, it then puts them, it's almost like grouping them, and then you can name that section, say flow 1. So say this was like a certain flow for a certain product, you could add it there, and then you could add multiple sections for different flows and so on. Moving along, we've got the stamp tool here. So when you're in FigJam and there's lots of people in it, people can give you feedback on certain things, and I guess this is another way of just adding feedback to your design, making it a bit more fun. So we can stamp the heart, so if people were reviewing this flow, they can kind of stamp hearts all over it to say they loved it. You can use the thumbs up, you can use thumbs down. You've got your profile here, so you can kind of tag that it's you. We've got +1, we've got the star, we've got the question mark, and we've got another shape there. Toggling in the middle here to the smiley face, we can, I guess when you're live and you're collaborating in a file, you can use these emojis or these different icons here. So now I can click, so if I hold and click, it will apply that emoji. So if you want to add maybe your emotion to what you're feeling or what you think about the design, so now this is making me quite sad, or if you want to go in and be like, yeah, you're on fire, great, you can do that live in a document and everyone will see that, which is really cool. Also, you've got the what else have we got? It's like a high five, and there's a few others in there that you can play with, which is really great. Moving along the menu, we've got widgets, stickers, and templates and more. So we can probably explore this a little bit more in another video, but this gives you some of the options from the community of just like, you've got stickers in here, you've got templates in here that you can use, different widgets, so there's like a priority matrix here, activity tracker, pie charts. Let's have a look. And then they're going into the plugins, so find and replace, to do is kind of similar to Figma. And when we click on more, you've got code blocks, timer, images and links. I guess code block is for your developer, so they can add some code in there if they want to contribute to the flow or the file. Adding a timer is really great when you've got a collaboration session going on. So if you want to set a timer, give someone a creative task to do, you can set the time. I'm assuming we can just, yeah, we can increase and decrease the time here. And you can mute the sound for yourself. Let's click on play and start the timer. So that starts the countdown. And that just gives everyone an indication of how long they've got to complete a certain task while you're collaborating within FigJam. I'm going to stop that. What else have we got? We've got images and we've got some links. But again, like I say, we can dig through this and pick out a few things in the next few videos. So I've made a bit of a mess, but hopefully this will get you started, get you start playing around with the tools in the menu. Okay, well, that's it for this video. So thanks for getting to the end. Like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.